Hey guys, I am coming on today to paint our subscription box project this month. It's so cute. And today actually feels like fall out, so it's kind of fitting. These are ready for pickup today. So I hope you guys love this project. We incorporated some paper in with it just to, change it up a little bit. So first thing we're gonna do, can you see it there? First thing we're gonna do is I am going to paint the brown parts, and I cut like the first one out, and the frame came out in separate pieces, which yours will be all one single cutout piece. So I think that's about the only difference, but I was like, well, I'm not gonna scrap it, I'll just use it for myself for my video. So what we're going to do is we're going to put all these pieces and parts to the side, and I'm just going to collect all the words. I hate I can't do these live anymore, but whatever. Okay. All right, so I'll put this aside. Yeah, it deletes after 30 days, so I can't really do lives anymore. Kind of a bummer, because then you can't like watch it and interact with me at all, but you can still post your comments if you want. Any questions, comments, I'll definitely see them. So for the brown part, you can either put it on with a baby wipe if you want it to look kind of stained, or you can use the sponge that's in your kit. This one was painted, but I'm going to do a stained one just to show you how that works if you want to use it. So what you're going to do is you're going to get your paint, kind of blot it, and just kind of paint with it, okay? When you put the paint on with something wet, it kind of turns into a stain. So, and you can be kind of uneven with it. See how I've got it on darker here and lighter here? Just wipe it off, okay? If you're worried, you can always try on the back side of the piece, but it's really easy. So we'll go ahead and stain all these first. I'm so ready to put my fall stuff out. I usually wait till after Labor Day, and I keep my patriotic stuff up all summer from 4th of July through Labor Day, but kind of ready to take that down and get my pumpkins out now that it's a little bit cooler. Football started. Kids are back in school, so just kind of just feel like a change is in the air, and I'm ready to kind of change my stuff out at home. So wherever you guys decide to display these, I would love to see it. If you put it with pumpkins or your mantle, your entry, I'd love to see where you put it. And these pieces, you can hold it, or you can set it down and paint them, because I will say they are a little on the fragile side, the way they're kind of joined together. They're a little fragile, and if you happen to break it, don't worry, you can just glue it together. So no big deal. Oh, see, I just broke mine. Oops. Okay, and these pieces especially are pretty delicate, so just be light on the paint. You don't want to glop it in any of the little cutouts or anything. So, and actually, do you know what I've been thinking about? So I do these videos, and it's so hard to get like the camera angle and everything. And I saw those Meta glasses, and my friend has a pair, and I was thinking maybe I need a pair of those. And then I think it records what you're actually looking at, so then you'll actually like see kind of down what I'm painting. Does anybody have a pair, and they can give me any insight into them? My friend has them, and she says she used them a lot, but then she put them away and just didn't get them back out. So I know I haven't really investigated them a whole lot or talked to her a whole lot about them, but I was thinking that might be really useful for me, because I don't know how to do all those fancy camera things. I know like some people can split like the screen, and I don't know how to do all that stuff. I'm good just to get my videos loaded up on YouTube. So, but if anybody knows anything, let me know. I'd like to know how those work. And then maybe I'll ask Santa for a pair. So, might be kind of nice. Okay, I'm almost done staining these, and then I'll put them to the side. And when I stain, I'm usually pretty uneven with it. So there you can see, like, some of it's darker, some of it's lighter. I just personally like that kind of look. I'm a distressed painter, so pretty much everything I do has some distressing on it. But if you're more of a solid, like you like it solid, you go ahead and paint it solid. It's totally good. Okay, so we will paint our backer next. And as you see, you have the lines scored on it, and that is just to show you where to place all your pieces and parts, except for these lines. If you want to kind of be careful so those lines still show up through the white paint, but if they happen to clog up, no big deal. You can always draw them back on, or let me show you something. Hold on, let me grab it. It's over here. So I have this, I think it was from Harbor Freight, but you could get it you might even be able to get them at the dollar store. But what it is, it's a bunch of these little picks, like, I don't know what are they called? Hook and pick set. But anyways, they're super useful. If you get too much paint in the cracks, you can take this little tool and like drag it, and it'll drag the paint out. So I'll show you what I mean. I kind of forget that I have them. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you got your white paint. You're going to dip it and see how it drizzles. We don't want to drizzle because it will get all over. So I always get the paint, kind of blot it, and then go to paint with it, okay? And if you're trying to not get the paint inside those lines, don't put your sponge directly on the line, okay? Put it to a part off to the side, and then drag it over, okay? And I still got some paint in there. It's pretty hard not to, but you know what? That's okay. You can either draw it back on, and I'll show you how to do that, or see how I got some paint in there? You can take this little tool, stick it in the line, and pull it out. Look, that was like magic. Look at that. See, it's all that paint's on there. So that is a great tip. If you are super heavy painting, that's a great way to clean those up. And I can't believe I haven't talked to you guys about, I don't know if I've talked to you about those before. I have this set that's in my little toolbox up here, and I'll be honest with you, I don't use them very often. Not because I don't need to, I'm just kind of lazy and I don't do it. But I'm gonna do it for this project. I'm gonna clean all these out. There we go. As the kids say, it's a little satisfying. I don't know if you have any little kids around you, but that's, I don't know, they seem to all say that. So satisfying. But anyways, so we're gonna paint this all the way. And if you want kind of a lighter washed look, do one coat. If you want a darker, just kind of brighter white, not darker, but you know what I mean, just kind of a more solid white, then definitely give it 2 coats, okay? But I think for this video, I'll probably just do the 1 coat, just so you don't have to watch me paint 2 coats of paint on it. So I'll just do 1. And just paint right over the other score stuff, and don't worry about it, because like I said, it's just to show you where to glue everything down. So I'm gonna go section by section and pull that paint out with my little tool. I should probably get some more in here for you guys. I have probably 4 tools. I don't know, I just really don't even think about it, but I'm gonna start setting those out. Okay, almost got it all painted. I hope you guys like this. I just thought this was just the cutest sign. Need a little more white. Okay. And something a little different. with the paper. Okay. All right. So, let me go ahead and clean that out. There we go. Got mine all painted and you can see my lines. Oh, right up there. It looks like I need to clean that one out. There we go. I didn't press as hard. Ooh, if you press really hard, it really cleans them out. I'll go over all these again. Okay, now I'm going to be using this on like everything. Okay, there. Now we can see they're all cleaned out. It's a little bit heavier right there, but it's all right. I was going for the distressed look. But on my sample, it's pretty bright white, so it's definitely 2 coats. So you can see the difference. Okay? All right, so now we're gonna paint our pumpkin. And I love this. Set that aside. Can you see? Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna kind of see where all your little pieces and parts go. So you got the right parts. Okay. So in your kit, you've got the 3 squares of paper, and you can use them in any order. So if you wanted that on top, that and that, or that in the middle, however you want to mix and match them, okay? And you can even do different colors behind it. Like if you wanted all orange pumpkin, or if you wanted a, oh gosh, you could do pink because you're gonna have red in your kit. If you wanted orange, pink, and white, or orange, pink, and blue, you can totally change these up however you want, okay? You do not have to go in this order. But for the purpose of the video, I'll make it look like the sample because so many of you like it to look just like the sample, and I get it. So we'll put these to the side. Uh-oh, there's a fire truck going by, and Bernie goes nuts when he hears fire trucks, so I'm sorry, you're gonna hear Bernie probably now. The fire truck really just went by. Oh, that's all he's got. Oh, yeah, he's usually pretty noisy with the fire trucks. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I did orange, turquoise, and then, so in your kit, you know, because I just can't really make decisions, I had to put both these in there. So we're gonna do, sorry, it's almost done. There goes the paramedics. Bernie. There's a police officer. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, so we got orange. We've got kind of this, can you see? Let me see here so you can see. I got orange. I've got this kind of lighter bluish grayish color, and I have a turquoisey color. Okay, so you can just pour a little bit on your plate or just dip it out. And so you only have to just kind of be careful right where the pumpkins are going to change color, okay? So I did the bottom one, orange. So use the yellow side, you're going to dip it, blot it, and just paint it, okay? Nothing really special. And I did not do the edges. I don't paint the edges of any of my things unless it's like a door hanger. Then I'll paint the edges of the sides of the door hanger. But all this stuff, it's like impossible to. So just don't even worry about it. Okay, so I just kind of get right up like that. Okay, so there was that. Then I did the turquoise color. New sponge for each color. You should have plenty in your kit. If for some reason we shorted you a sponge, or maybe you're working on your project and you need to come back to it, you can always just let these dry and then take a pair of scissors and just cut it, okay? Don't rinse them out, just let it dry. Or just cut it off even while it's wet. You can do that too. I do that a lot of times. If I'm working on something and I need another sponge, I'll just cut the bottom off. Okay, so then I'll just kind of match that up like that. and the top was this bluish, yeah, it was this blue color. Okay, and of course, it's not here because I'm doing the video, but some of you, your pumpkin stems are attached at the top, and some of you, they're separate pieces. So I just painted that one brown, but you could do it green or whatever color you want, okay? And of course it's missing from my kit now that I'm looking. So there's that, you know, it's always something. And I would go grab it, but it's not that important. Okay, so there's my stack of pumpkins, okay, minus the stem. So then for the next part, decide, you know, which order you want to do. And these are big enough, the squares are big enough that you could do whatever order you want, okay? So you're gonna need a pen or pencil, and you can just flip it over so you can see. And you're just going to trace your pattern. Well, wait a minute. Got to make sure it's not upside down. If I was gonna, so it's gonna go like this, just so I can see. You can do it on the other side too, but okay. So set it down. Take your pencil and just trace around your pieces. Super easy. Oops, wait a minute. Make sure it's all the way on. Wait a minute. Trace this one, and then I'll trace this one, and then I'll use my scissors and cut them out. Okay. Here's somebody to pick up her box. And the dogs are gonna go nuts. Hey, I am just doing my video. That's okay, but I don't have the paper to go in it. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Yeah. Hold on just a sec. I know I was a little behind.
No, you're fine.
Yeah. Hold on. And they were all missing orange, so I gotta add orange. But it should all be here.
Is that like a paper?
Uh-huh, yeah.
Super cute.
Yeah.
Okay. All
There
right.
you go.
I'll
I'll mark
watch
you off.
video.
Okay, thank you.
Can you just copy that, just like send me a text with it?
Yeah, I'll send it to you. Yeah, when I finish it, I'll upload it to YouTube, and then I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Okay, uh-huh. Okay. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this out now and get it as close as you can. Okay, let's see. I have been doing some Mod Podge things with napkins, but I didn't Mod Podge this because it just was easy to just glue it on. Okay, so hold on a minute, let's see. I think I need my readers, my cheaters. Okay, so cut this like this. This reminds me, I need to get some new scissors. I have good ribbon scissors, and then I use them for, you know, cutting wire and paper and all the things I shouldn't cut with them. So they're not quite so good anymore. I actually have some that barely even cut paper. I need to just throw them away. I'm a bit of a hoarder with that kind of stuff. I hate to throw that stuff away, but it's like if you get to the point where you can't even cut paper anymore, you need to get rid of them, right? Okay, so here we go, and then you can just take a little, the glue that's in your, here's my glue, that's in your box, and I'm just gonna go ahead and glue these on now, and it's done. So I just dip my finger in the glue, put some little glue dots, and put it on, okay? It is that easy. And you can always, if you need to, trim around it, but I did pretty good, so I'm gonna leave it. Okay, so that one's glued, dot, 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 and I didn't paint these, I'm just putting the paper right on it. Wait a minute, that one doesn't fit as good there. Make sure you got the right one. And there's one, and one more. And you don't have to coat the whole thing with paper, just put your little dots on it. Dot, dot, dot. Okay, and let me glue this one down. Sweet. So, here, oh, I need a little more glue. Okay. So, can you see, here's my first little pumpkin. Cute. Oh, I love it. Just makes it I don't know, gives it just another fun little detail. So there's that, and then let's do our next one. So make sure your right side is up, and this one you'll have a little extra because it's a smaller pieces, so you can spread them out a little bit. But again, just trace it. And we'll cut it out. Okay. There we go. Uh-oh, I hear another siren. I hope Bernie doesn't go nuts. It's funny, Mia has never done that, but Bernie, he goes nuts. And then my kids are kind of mean. They'll like look up fire engine sounds and on like Google or whatever and play it just to make him go nuts. I'm like, guys, you're so mean. But it doesn't faze Mia. I don't know that it like hurts his ears or anything, but I don't know why dogs do that. I don't know. If anybody knows, put it in the comments and let me know. Why do dogs do that? I guess I've never looked it up either. But it's kind of funny, but. Or sometimes they whistle. They can whistle real kind of shrill like that, and it gets them going. Okay, so let me put my paper to the side, and I'll glue my next one on. So, this one I'll put a little bit more. I guess I probably did need a little bit more paint on the other one. Okay, and set it down. And everybody's will probably look a little bit different, just depending on what part of the paper you got. So, okay, this one I think is this one. One of them is a little more pointy and one of them's a little, well, no, this one's not. These are both little pointy. One of the other one, the one I just did, one end was a little pointy, one was a little more round. But hopefully you like the square paper you got. They're, I just thought they were coordinating enough to, but different, you know? Okay, so here's this one. I'll set this down on there. Actually, am I gonna, well, I'm not gonna glue them down yet because I actually did a little distressing on the pumpkin. So let me cut this last one out and then we'll do that. So this one you can put anywhere. The paper is definitely not big enough that you could do them all the same if you wanted, like all the blue polka dot or whatever, but and honestly, if you're a scrapbooker and you have some scrapbook paper, you definitely could change it up and do different paper if you wanted. So, but that's what I chose. I'm kind of thinking we need to do, well, so I don't know if you had seen the Mod Podge pumpkins I did. They're so cute. But I love Halloween. I was thinking I need to get some Halloween paper and do a project with some paper on it. So I'm gonna be looking at that. But if you hadn't seen the pumpkins, I'll have to show you. They're really cute. They're like just blocks of wood, and then I painted and Mod Podge on them, and used cinnamon sticks for the stems. They're really cute. I've got them sitting over there on the table. And I'm gonna be posting my September workshops. I'm working on it this week, kind of getting all the days and times lined up. So I'll have some fun things going on. Okay, let's glue this last set. So there's my glue. And glue these on. Oh, I just love that polka dot paper. So cute. Okay. We'll glue this down. Let's see, I had the wrong one. There we go. And then this one. And then we'll have to attack all those leaves and flowers and pieces and parts. Okay. So here's my pumpkin. And I'll let all that dry. And then I need to trim this. Oh, you know, I can turn it over to trim it, actually. Just don't cut it too short. Okay. Cute, cute, cute. So there is my pumpkin so far. Okay, I'm gonna put that to the side and let it dry, let that paper dry on there. And then we'll do all the distressing at once. So I'll show you how I'm gonna distress that. But here is your strip that will have all of the little cutout pieces and parts. And not gonna lie, there's kind of a lot, but it's okay. You can just organize them and attack them that way. So, and don't paint them inside of the holder here, because if you do, and you're a little heavy on the paint, it will almost glue itself to the piece, and then you have to punch them all out, which they may come out easy, they may not. So, so I would be careful with that. So you can either use this tape, or if you have your own tape, whatever, but it's gonna be easiest if you tape these to your work spot, okay? And then put all those little pieces and parts on them. That way you don't have to hold each little thing to paint it, okay? So, I'm gonna organize mine first. Let's see. Let's do one more. And if you want, you can even take a piece of tape and kind of tape the edges of these down, but this should probably be good enough. So if you lift that up, then all those come out, okay? That's trash. And so most of, actually almost all the leaves were painted the same. The pieces that weren't were the little vine pieces, so I'm gonna pull all those out. And I had one leaf that was a little different. All the rest of the leaves were painted the same. And this is just a sample. You can totally, if you want more green leaves instead of the brownish color leaves, you go right ahead. You make it your own, okay? But I'm gonna try to keep it like the sample as much as I can. So that is all these. And then we're left with our flowers. And the flowers were painted, most of them were painted the color of the leaves as well, all except this one right here. So I'll put that up there by my other leaves. And this one was painted like the leaves. Here's some more little leaves. This little guy right here is blue, and that one is blue. What else? This little round cutout was blue. This was more of the green, that fun little piece. And this cutout is kind of a greenish blue. And this little guy. Okay, so I have them kind of organized where this is all the brownish, reddish color. These are the green and then more of the blue. But like I said, you can totally do whatever you want. And so to get kind of that brownish color, this is fun. So you took a little bit of the red and a little bit of the brown and a sponge. And it's just a teeny tiny bit of the brown and the red. Now, oh, so you can't see. Okay. So if you're mixing colors, do not pour them on top of each other, because then you have like no control over mixing them. Okay. Always put them to the side. Take a little bit of red, a little bit of brown, and kind of swirl them together in the middle. Okay. And depending on how much brown or red is going to determine the color of your leaves, okay? And I'm gonna do mine a little bit more on the reddy side, just because. So I like that color. So what you're going to do, you're really not gonna have that much on there. It's gonna be pretty dry. But then just go ahead and paint your leaves, okay? Oh, and see my paper's coming off. And these weren't just one color. They had a lot of distressing on them, okay? So if you put your paper, like tape it down better than me, actually, let me do it. They'll actually stay. Let's put some more tape on it. There. Now it's probably gonna stay. Actually, tape the tape down. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, now they stay. Okay, so I'm gonna paint all these. And did you see like that one swipe of paint, and I painted all of these pieces with it, okay? You don't have to get a new swipe every time you paint the piece. That's why I like to use these sponges, because they hold so much more paint than a paintbrush. Okay, so all of those are painted, and then I'm going to paint the green, and I'm just gonna use the edge of this sponge and put a little green paint on there. Okay, so I got my green, I'm gonna dip it. Oh, so much paint. Get most of it off. And then I'm just going to paint my, these little green leaf pieces. But yeah, you can totally mix it up if you wanted. If you wanted to even omit brown leaves, you can. Just make them all green, and you can put white in it to make it more of a lighter green. You can put brown in the green to make it a little more sagey colored. So many different things you can do, okay? All right, so I painted all those, and now I'm just gonna paint the blue ones. And I actually used the this color blue, but definitely if you want the brighter blue, you go right ahead. So again, get it, blot it, and go ahead and paint those. There we go. And I'm actually doing light enough on the paint that it's not going in all those little cutouts. Okay, so once you've got all those painted, this is where it's fun. You can dry brush over the top. So like this was kind of that brownish color, and then it's got a little bit of white, a little bit of green, a little bit of blue brushed on it. Oh my goodness, here comes another pickup. You guys are really wanting your projects. Hold on a minute, let me go grab her box. Hold on just a sec, I didn't even get them out. Hold on a sec. And of course my dogs are gonna go nuts. Hold on. Hey! I am literally right in the middle of doing my video. So the paper's not in it. No, it's okay, but I'll send it to you, the link to watch the video and see the paper. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, Diane's just here picking up her stuff early, so, you know. No, you're the second one. You guys were anxious to get it, and I was a little behind, so I apologize. I'm not ready, but I'll send it to you so you have everything.
The link to the video?
Yep,
Okay,
Yep,
thank
and
you.
the paper, so you can see it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. What do you need? I got it, okay. Okay, so what you're gonna do is take the green side, because we're gonna do some dry brushing, right? And let's see, let's start with the blue. So I'm gonna take it, dip it, blot it. I even further blot it, like over here. So there's just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit on there, okay? And then just lightly scrape over the pieces, okay? So like this, okay? And it just makes everything just look not so flat, okay? I think I like pretty much dry brush or layer colors on everything. So I'm just gonna go and all, and then I'm gonna do it on all the pieces with the blue, even the green ones. So I'm gonna do the browny red ones, the green ones. Obviously the blue ones won't need it but it does not take much paint at all. Better to go lighter on the paint because you can always add more, okay? Okay, then I'm gonna take the other side and I'm gonna dip it in the green next. So dip it in the green, get most of it off. I even brush it a little more, and then now I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm just gonna brush over them. Can you see? So they've got a little blue, little green now. Okay, you can do as much or as little as you want. Okay, a little bit more. And like I said, I usually start on the edge and kind of work my way towards the middle. But I'm going over the whole thing. But if you want, you can just do the edges for sure. You can go all the way across it. You can do whatever you want, however much you're feeling you need. Okay. I know it probably can't see like I'm doing a whole lot, but you can really tell on your piece that it's got those colors on it, okay? And then on the blue ones, I'm gonna scratch a little green. And then I'm just gonna go with the white and go over all of them. So just take the sponge, just that side, dip it, blot it, get most of it off. And then now I'm just gonna swipe over with the white. Ooh, that was a little bit much, but that's okay. I'm gonna go with it. If it's coming off a little too much, you probably have too much on there. Oops. Okay. So lightly go over whatever you want. All right, so once you've got all your pieces done, then I did it over my frame, but not the words. I left those just solid. That way not everything had distressing on it, but almost. Okay, so then you can take your pieces, and again, your frame will all be one piece, but mine cut into 4 pieces, but no big deal. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take it and just kind of rub it along the edge. Okay, see how it's, unless you don't like that, you can most definitely leave it solid, okay? You do not have to add the distressing, but I just did it just along the edges like this. Okay, so I'm gonna go and do those, and then I'll show you one more thing. Okay, I got one more. Okay, since yours is all one piece, just to kind of define the corners a little bit, I just took my sponge and I just went like this on the 4 corners. See, just to kind of make it look a little more defined on the edges. And then on my pumpkin, I did just a little distressing on the edges. These two, I did the brown, and that one I did white. But you could do them all white or all brown. So I think I'm just gonna do them all white. Actually, we can take these off. And again, I just went just around the edge like this, just to highlight it a little bit, okay? So there is that. So I think everything is now painted. So this is the fun part, to glue all those little pieces and parts on. And I mean, there's like a zillion different ways you can attach these. But okay, first I'm going to actually glue my pumpkin pieces on. So let's do that first. Gonna need a little more glue. Where's my glue? Here it is. Hold on. Okay. So just dip my finger and I'm just gonna put some glue dots on it and glue these down. Okay, and then I'll do my frame, and they don't go, oops. So I set it down and then I moved it, and look what happened. You see the glue there? So if that happens, you just take your baby wipe and just wipe the glue off. It does not magically turn clear, so we don't want to see it squish out, okay? But sometimes you just need a little cleanup. Oh, also what you can do, so I've done a video on this before, but I always keep pipe cleaners with me. And so if it happens to squish out and you want to clean it up, just take your pipe cleaner and kind of clean it out. That kind of spreads it and it gets it out and it makes it a lot cleaner, okay? All right, so I'm gonna do that. You don't want to spend all this time doing your project only to have kind of dried glue sticking out, okay? All right, so there's that, and then the blue one on top. You guys see okay? I'm gonna glue that up there. All right. Okay, and this, I actually need to trim. Where are my scissors at? Oh, here they are. I'm gonna say that one kind of stuck up a little bit there. Okay, perfect. So here's my pumpkin. I'll set that to the side and get all that out of the way. Move these all back. I'm a little crunched for space here. Okay, let me move these all over. And I'll show you guys a little gluing tip. Hold on a minute, I'm gonna move all this. Hold on a sec. I just want to have a nice clear area to add this. Okay, so I'm going to first glue down my frame, which will be way easier for you. Okay, I'm going to show you my tip here in just a sec, but I'm just going to put little glue dots. And if you have any little clamps, you might need the clamps to help hold this together, or not. If you don't have any, no big deal. You can always, if you need to, because sometimes when you're doing these pieces, they might warp up a little bit, and if anything ever warps up to where, like, you know, the middle is not touching right here, no big deal. Just get some soup cans or something and put something heavy on it, or you could put a book on top of it or whatever, just for like 5 minutes, and then it'll be set. But okay, let me glue all these down and match them all up. Okay, like I said, yours will be much easier to do, but just make sure it's all squared up, okay? All right, and then let me glue down my pumpkin without the stem, just big glue dots. One more. Okay, I'm gonna set that guy down right where the line is telling me it needs to go. Okay, perfect. Now, for all these delicate little words, I'll tell you a little trick. You can take your sponge, okay? And so the first one says fall, it goes fall, crunchy pumpkins. So you can take your sponge, dip it in the glue, blot it off, and then just kind of pounce some glue on it, and that will be all the glue you need. And it really does not squish out when you do that, okay? Because it was on there pretty light. And this is wood glue. It's gonna stick, okay? So don't feel like you have to coat it in glue and see it squish out. We definitely don't want that, okay? So again, we're just gonna get our glue, blot it, and then just kind of pounce on it, and whatever glue is on there is all you need, okay? Now I didn't put the lines for these, but I figure you can just stick them in between the spaces. Pretty easy to line up. So again, now if I have a big thing I want to cover, I definitely don't do that. I just use the glue dots, but for fragile little things like this, it's actually perfect. But if you still were a little heavy-handed, go ahead and you can take your pipe cleaner and clean it out. If you don't have a pipe cleaner and you see it squish out, best thing, pull it off, get your baby wipe, wipe all that glue away, kind of clean up any glue on your piece, and then set it back down, okay? All right, so let's glue these on. There's leaves, breeze, and please that I broke. No big deal, it's gonna glue back together. So definitely you could do glue dots, or since we've got our sponge going, I might as well just go ahead and finish it like this. So put it exactly where the lines show so you don't see those sticking out. Okay, they go directly on top. Let's push it down. Okay. Finish gluing our words down. If anybody has any questions or comments or anything, please let me know. Okay, any questions about anything? If I didn't explain something well enough. Okay, and breeze. All right, so now I've got, there's my sign. See, it looks a little bit different. I did the brown, the stain versus the painting of it. So you can kind of see a little difference there. Okay, so now, oh, my pumpkin slid. Let me stick it back where it needs to go. Okay, so now for all these little pieces and parts, you can literally put them anywhere you want. Okay, but I'm gonna try to match it up as close as I can to the picture. And for these leaves, I'm just gonna do one little glue dot. Oh, that wasn't the one I wanted, but that's okay, I'll just stick it up here. So I did a leaf there, I did a leaf right here. And then all the rest went on it. So, and you can kind of set them down and then pick them up and glue them back down, but I'm just gonna wing it. Okay, so I've got, can you see it? Let me move these. Can you see where I'm gluing? There, okay. So I'm working up here. So I've got that. Here is this leaf, so I'm gonna glue that guy on. And then over top I had this guy, this little, with the little cutout. So I'm gonna glue that on. And then, oh, it had this cute little flower detail. So I'll glue that on. I just layered it all on top. Okay, minus the stem. Oh well. I'll find it and glue it back on. Okay, so next is this piece. So, did my finger, and that one I kind of put right in between those two. And then I did a big leaf, but I swapped those two, but no big deal. And again, if you want to do a different pattern or whatever, you feel free. Do you feel like you have to make it look just like the sample? Okay. And then I did that. For this guy, it's probably going to be good to use your sponge with the glue. Just a pounce around it. I put it in the middle of the flower. And then I glued this guy inside of it. Okay. So I'm working on this piece right here. So I did the bigger flower, that ring cut out, and then that one went inside. Next I'll do this little bouquet here. So I had that piece, glue that down, and then I did a leaf right here, do a leaf there. Oh, I didn't have enough glue on that. A leaf there, a leaf over here. I did a little vine to kind of cover up this little joining part of the pumpkin. A little stacked part. And then I had that piece, so I glued that one. You probably want to do your sponge dipped in glue as well. So I just stuck that over top, and then that other little flower detail, put one little glue dot on that and set it down. So that's how I did the next. This project is so fun. It's just got so many different like layers and elements. I just love it. It's so fun. And then down here, we had one more flower. So I'll glue that down here. And then it had this little teeny tiny cutout in the middle of it. So I'll stick that on there. And then I had a leaf. And I had a green leaf. And I have one leaf left, not really sure. Oh, right here, just kind of random off. But if you don't like just a random leaf here, you can add it anywhere you want. I'll go ahead and, well, I'll stick it there because that's where it was. So there she is. Okay, and you can see there's all those different layers on there. It's so fun. I love, love, love this. And of course you'll have your stem on yours, but you could see a little difference just in the color. But again, you can totally change it up to whatever you like. But I hope you guys love this project. And I would love to see where you display it, if you put, you know, make a little grouping with some other pumpkins or whatever, or if you change it up and end up doing some pink pumpkins or whatever. And that's why we kind of gave you the red too, so you can have options of what you want to do. So anyways, I hope you guys love this, and they are ready for pickup, and I will, I'll see you soon. Okay, thank you.